Bitcoin is at 88,000 US dollars. The market is flying. We had the biggest ETF volumes on record today. $6.9 billion of money flowed into Bitcoin. So I want to jump on today and give you my updated strategy on how I plan to make millions of dollars in this next 12 months. Because I believe, and I've been talking about this for a long time, that the next 12 months in crypto are going to be life-changing for so many people. You genuinely have the opportunity to make generational wealth. And I don't say that lightly because I hate saying those cheesy words, but genuinely, I think this next 12 months is going to be absolutely nuts. We're starting to see the market really pick up from an institutional level, and the retail are still not here. They are coming, and we're starting to see those signals. They're coming, but they're not quite here yet. So today, I want to give you the beans, the insights, everything that I have to help you absolutely crush this next 12 months. I'm going to talk about what I'm investing in, what sectors I think are going to play out really well, what my portfolio strategy is. I'm going to talk about sell strategy, projections, all based on our frameworks and research from myself and the team at Collective Shift. If you don't know anything about us, we run Australia's leading crypto research company. I've got 10 full-time staff. We work with over 1,000 active clients at the moment. We help them with their portfolios. So if you want to learn more about that, you can check out my free training in the link below. Just 20 minutes of absolute value to absolutely crush this cycle. But in this video, I really want to give you an updated lens on what's going on to help you absolutely crush this cycle. So starting off, how I plan to make millions in crypto in the next 12 months. I'm so pumped up. I don't know about you. I'm waking up. It's like every 2 hours seeing the portfolio, and it's just it's absolutely crazy. The market, going the way it is. So let's jump into it. Let's have a look at the price. So Bitcoin obviously has just been rallying. If we look at like the last 2 weeks. It was only last week where Trump got elected. We've been talking about if Trump was to be elected, the market would really react really positively. That's essentially because he is very pro-crypto. If Harris was to be elected, different story, right? But Trump coming in has really, lifted the intensity of, I guess, the oversight and regulation for a lot of the crypto projects. What has really been the biggest beneficiary outside of Bitcoin has been a lot of the smaller caps, so the DeFi, smart contract platforms, a lot of the, gaming, metaverse, a lot of these projects and areas, Gary Gensler and his crew at the SEC were very, very harsh on these projects, getting Wells notices. Everyone's getting sued. IMX got sued recently. So this is not sued, sorry, the Wells notice. So this is what was really, compressing the price of these altcoins. And essentially over the last 6 months, 12 months, we were just really range bound between this sort of, $72,000 level and $52,000, essentially, since the start of the year, since March, right? We've now since broken above that. But what is most exciting is if we look at this altcoin chart here, this is basically what's called total 3 on TradingView. So this is the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we can see here at the moment, the altcoin market cap is sitting around $757 billion. But at the peak of 2021, we hit around 1.1 trillion, right? So at a minimum, I think we're going up another, maybe 2x, right? Just based on where we are here. If we look at the retail sentiment right now, and we look at Google Trends for Bitcoin, it is still very, very low in comparison to where we've been in previous cycles. So I think altcoins at a minimum have about 2x from here. A lot more for some other sectors. So I'm going to share with you what I'm investing in soon. But the altcoin market cap is the most exciting thing. Bitcoin dominance is still around that 60% mark. So again, we haven't really seen too much, movement away from that. Bitcoin dominance, about 56, 60%. So once we start to see Bitcoin dominance slow down and go downwards, that's when the altcoins will start to really rally. Even while I'm doing this video, we're going up towards like that. We could crack 90,000 on this video. But anyway, so what I'm looking at in terms of the altcoins rallying is really those projects that have had compressed prices. And if you look over here at Collective Shift, this is what you essentially get access to if you end up wanting to join up and become a member. We give you token ratings on different assets, right? One of my favorites, Maple, up 70% this month, right? DeFi project has been down in terms of the compressing of price. I shared this with members at $5.50. It's hit $30. This is about 5 or 6x since then. Maker's starting to do really well. Another DeFi project up 31%. Arweave 54%. Jupiter, which is, DeFi and DEX and a bunch of different stuff on Solana. And then started the gaming projects, right? Echelon Prime, another favorite of mine, up 52%. And then you've got some other ones as well. Cardano up 84%. That's crazy. It's still down 80%, but it's bouncing off the lows. So we're starting to see these projects starting to really come up. So if you need some help with some altcoins, you can check that out. But ultimately, Trump being elected is going to be good for, and where I think the sectors are going to be really good for is around meme coins, DeFi, smart contracts. I think these are all going to perform really, really well. And what I think is going to happen over the next, few months is we're going to start to see this real Altcoin Euphoria. And I'm going to share with you what I'm investing in a second. But the Altcoin Euphoria, if you haven't been in a bull market before, is bananas, right? Is absolutely crazy. It is essentially when you get these, if we have a look at let's have a look at ETH. If we have a look at like the previous cycles, this is essentially when you just get this absolute like blow off top. When it's usually in the last month of a bull market. So if we look at 2021, it's essentially this point here, right? When within about, what it was, maybe 2 months, this was like middle to late 2021, we went from, 2,500 to nearly 5,000 USD in ETH, right? And then once you see that ETH price go, the price of altcoins start to come in because money tends to flow down. I don't have that chart in front of me, but the money flows from BTC, ETH, and into altcoins. When you get that absolute euphoric top, and we even saw one back here in early 2021, that is when there is complete and utter mania. That is when social media is going off, everyone's quitting their job, everyone's going to altcoins, and you see these massive movements up, right? Altcoins are doing 30, 40, 50% of the day. That is coming, in my opinion, and that is seriously where you can make a lot of money. However, it is very, very difficult to actually get out at those periods of time. And we did some research over at Collective Shift recently on like what sells, like selling the top actually looks like. And one of the interesting things was if you look at some of the meme coins and some of the different projects, the top doesn't last for long, right? In fact, even for Bitcoin, only the top. Well, let's look at Ethereum. Sorry, even the top 5% of the ETH chart in 2021, you only had 5 days to nail the top. If you look at Solana, again, 5% from the top, you had 3 days, 10%, 10 days, 15%, 15 days. If you look at something like meme coins, like Dogecoin, top 5% was less there for top 5%. It was less than a day that it was in that price range. So what I'm trying to get at is that you can make a lot of money in the altcoin space, but you really need to have that sales strategy dialed in and really take profits along the way, because that is one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make is they don't actually take profits on the way. Now, do I think it's time to take profits now? No. I think Bitcoin is going well over $100,000. People are messaging me going, "Oh, should I buy Bitcoin? It's at all-time highs, blah, blah, blah." MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor literally just pumped another $2 billion in the market at the Pico top, right? Of where we are right now. Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. It's a limited supply asset. Retail interest is not here yet. It is coming, but we're seeing these huge institutional investors needing a place to put their cash, right? And Trump is going to continue to push the economy. If we start to see QE happening and money printing as well, I genuinely think we're going to go into some pretty high prices. Now, when we start to hit these prices of like, 100,000, these levels, 100,000, 150,000, there's going to be some real big volatility, right? These are huge psychological numbers. This is where a lot of people are going to start to take profits. So I think if you're going to start to take profits, maybe take them, a little bit prior to these numbers. Maybe sell those targets at, 90K, 100K, 110, 120. Start to take profits off as you go up, depending on when you got in. Obviously, if you're just getting the market right now, you're probably not going to take profits that soon, but remember to play the long game. There is going to be a lot of volatility to come. In previous bull markets, there is huge pullbacks, right? If we look back into, let's go back to 2021, when we had this sort of double top, there is huge corrections that happen, right? And these are pretty scary in the moment, right? If you're sitting that 45, 50K back here, we pull back to 42, then we rip to 65. It feels really gut-wrenching at the time because you have these huge volatile moments and you think you should have taken profits, you didn't. You go from, oh my God, I'm never selling, to shit, I should have sold everything. This is where a lot of people go wrong. And these are some of the tips I really want to share with you, is that as mainstream media come into crypto, people that start to create YouTube videos, I've been doing this for 8 years now, there is every man and his dog is an expert in a bull market, right? Because everything goes up and you can just claim to be an expert. Please be careful when this stuff comes in, because you essentially start to see these headlines that get you really, really excited, right? News.com.au, a mainstream media outlet here in Australia, already pushing, articles of Bitcoin going to $1 million, right? This stuff comes in. This is what happened back in 2021 when we thought everything was going to 100K. We topped out at 70. We had Luna and FTX and a bunch of different stuff. But people get into your head, right? And you start to get these FOMO. You start to think that it's ever going to go up. It's always going to go up. And you never want to sell because you're going to miss out on those gains. But you really need to be dialed in on that strategy. So my bull market strategy, essentially I've got my bags packed. I've been accumulating for a long time. I'm heavy in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've been hugely bullish on Ethereum. I've been copping a lot of shit for holding Ethereum. If we look back just a month ago, everyone had thrown in the towel. Ethereum was down to, where were we? We're basically down to these ranges here, 2,400, grinding lower. The BTC ETH dominance chart was looking really ugly. BTC was just outperforming everything. And, people were basically wondering, what on earth I was doing, right? But again, I've been doing this long enough to know that trends and narratives is what drives crypto, right? What drives crypto is sentiment, excitement, FOMO, and also fear. And when you can buy into those fear levels, when things are being, the tower's been thrown in, people give up, that is usually a great time to start to accumulate, and the bottom signal might be coming in. That's what happened when Solana was at $20. We shared a post to our members at $20 for Solana, saying that we think that the tower's been thrown in for this. It might be a good time to start to accumulate. So again, my bull market strategy here, I'm heavy in BTC, heavy in ETH. I've started to allocate to meme coins. The 3 meme coins I'm looking at and have allocated pretty heavy in is Popcat, Whiff, and Pepe. I want a Pepe from the ETH play, and then I want a Popcat and Whiff from a Solana. Everything's happening on Solana from a memes perspective at the moment. I think memes are going to continue to run really well. I'm obviously heavy in Maple. Maple has been a big winner for me. I think it's going to continue to outperform. But I'm also looking at some other things that I've been allocating and have for a long time. Jupiter, for example, that's on Solana. I'm heavy in Solana, heavy in Bitcoin. If you are new and you're looking to add more cash into the market right now, I'd just be careful of not going too heavy on, too soon. I definitely think that we're going to have a correction at some stage. However, in saying that, if you look over a 12 to 18 month time horizon, I think the market's only going to go up. So if you're allocating, I wouldn't go too heavy on the altcoins. Stick with your BTC, ETH, Solana, Sui I'm bullish on. I think the next gen layer ones is going to be really positive. I think the retail narratives, again, is going to be around meme coins. I'm not hugely bullish on gaming and metaverse. I definitely probably would steer clear of that. Maybe have a little bit of exposure to gaming. But I think it's the next gen layer 1 blockchains, your Sui, Solanas. I think meme coins. I think DeFi is going to perform really well. I think that's been, over pushed to the downside because of the regulation. And I know a lot of you hold a lot of these older coins and older projects. Maybe you got back in 2017. I know a lot of you have been messaging me going, hey, I'm still down 50%. A lot of these altcoins are still down a lot, right? And if we look at, some of the market caps, like we're just coming back to where we are in previous cycles. So this is DeFi by market cap. We're just coming back to where we were in 2021, right? A lot of these projects, like even if you look at Cardano, as you all know, it's a favorite of mine, being sarcastic. If you look at where we are max, the price is still down tiny. Like, look at where we are, folks. Like, we're still nowhere near where we've been in previous cycles in terms of altcoin highs. So you do need to be aware that a lot of these older altcoins aren't playing out as probably as exciting as what you would have hoped. A lot of the new categories, this is where we've been allocating and talking about for a long time. I know a lot of you maybe stepped away from crypto and come back. But a lot of the movement are happening, around, memes. DeFi is coming back. And a lot of, obviously low cap stuff is happening pretty massively as well. But we're seeing these 40, 50, 60% moves already, which is absolutely nuts. So again, just to reiterate, I think a little bit of allocation of memes, stick with a good amount of Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going into the hundreds of thousands over the next few months. Hundreds of thousands in the next few years. It's going over 100K probably before Christmas at this rate, based on everything I'm seeing. Add some Solana, some Ethereum, some Sui, have some DeFi, some smart contract plays. And remember to just make sure you have that strategy dialed in, which I'll talk about in a second from a strategy perspective. As we're doing this video, oh my days, 89,000. We could cross 90,000 on this video. This is crazy. Anyway, let's push on. So how high can we actually go, right? The longer this video goes, the higher this price is going to go up. But we did a research piece over at Collective Shift, and again, this is what you get access to as a member. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend you actually get into this, because this is from independent analysts. We are investing ourselves. We're sharing this research for you to help your portfolio and grow without all the mumbo jumbo and the no bullshit. We really give you what you need to know. So I won't go into all the details, but essentially we did a research piece on looking at different metrics and different styles of analysis to try and come up with some projections. And essentially we've sort of landed around that $150,000 mark for Bitcoin. I think Ethereum's going somewhere around that sort of 8.5, 9,000 range. Maybe we get to 10,000. Who knows? I think that's where we're going for Ethereum. And then a lot of people have been calling for $1,000 Solana and all these sorts of stuff. I don't think we're going that crazy, but I do think we're going around that sort of $500-$600 mark. With the altcoins, it's much, much harder to try and predict. That's where our analysis is going to be in the moment, really, allowing us to figure out from a sentiment perspective, exchange signups, volumes, etc., to give us a bit of an indication. But it's really going to be led by Bitcoin and Ethereum and seeing where that money flows from there. Now, my bull market tips, really, I want you to make sure you have your strategy lined out, like really understand your goals. What most people do is they round trip bull markets. 90% of people do not make money in crypto because they get too excited, too FOMO. They start moving their goals. I know some of you probably already thinking about moving your goals. I've been getting messages on my Instagram and everything already about people going, what, should I move this? Should I do that? I believe crypto, just like business, is a vehicle to help you achieve your personal goals. It has helped to make you a better person and have a better life. And so for me, buying my parents a house, starting to diversify into property is a big one for me. I'm 99% exposed to crypto, and that's on purpose for the last 8 years. But my ultimate goal is to basically be financially free after this cycle, so I don't need to work again. I will work because I love it, but really being able to be logical and achieve those goals. Don't let emotion take over. Your head and your psychology is the thing that's going to stop you from actually making money in this bull market. So really be sure when you're going through this cycle to take profits, and don't let emotion take over, and don't go through this whole cycle without taking profits. That's number one. Number two is there's going to be new altcoins. There's going to be people talking about all sorts of stuff. Mates are going to give you tips. YouTubers are going to be telling you to buy this, buy that. But please be careful that you don't start just chewing up into your assets in your portfolio, buying a bunch of shit. You end up with 30, 40, 50 coins at the end of the cycle. A lot of them are crap. And you've essentially missed out on a lot of gains. That's a really big one. So just be careful and be logical. And the other one is just having that sell strategy dialed in. Have an accountability group. Have someone there to help you, give you insights, to help you actually make sure you take profits, because that is the big one. So have a sell strategy, to really be able to execute. And this is where I made most of my money in the 2021 cycle. I got really early in the metaverse, and I was able to take profits, 20, 30, 40x on some of these projects because I had a sell strategy. And if you need help with that, again, link in my bio. There's that free training. I talk through our 10-step strategy process, which we take all of our clients through. It's completely free. It's 20 minutes. I highly recommend doing that. It's going to help you really build out that strategy and make sure you're really dominating this next few months. So again, coming back to, where we are, I think this next sort of, I still believe the top of this cycle is going to be like later next year. There's also a reality where this just goes absolutely nuts and we're starting to take profits early next year. But for now, I'm holding on. If you have cash, again, start with the big caps. Yes, you're not getting in at early prices, and what we've been talking about for the last 2 years about getting in. We know that. But if you have cash on the sidelines, be aware of, the market is already hot and you're not going to get those huge returns on the big caps, but you're going to protect yourself. And yes, allocate to some altcoins. I think the Bitcoin dominance is going to come down. And those altcoins are going to start to perform. But again, have a strategy, folks. Know what you're getting into crypto for. Have your goals. Make sure you really have everything dialed in, because that's what's going to allow you to really crush this bull market. If you need some help, do that training, or you can sign up directly on our website. We're here to help. I absolutely love helping all of you out. We're making a bunch of money, and by the time this video comes out, I'm sure the price is probably going to be higher. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, I'd love you to subscribe to the channel, bringing you the best insights, independent, to help you crush this bull market. Leave me a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, team.